Last month, Afghanistan saw more attacks carried out by the Islamic State group targeting ordinary people than at any time since the Taliban takeover. Around 100 civilians, largely from religious minorities, were killed in a series of bombings on mosques, minibuses and a school. Overall levels of violence in Afghanistan have fallen since the Taliban's insurgency came to an end, but this week the UN Secretary-General warned terrorism by IS was resurgent. Sikandar Kamani reports from Kabul.
It's Milad's first day back at school since it was attacked by extremists. He wasn't hurt when the bomb went off, but his father rushed to the scene to check he was safe, only to be killed by a second explosion. How are you feeling going back to school today?
It feels really hard. I was at school when the explosion happened. Going back there is really difficult because I lost my father. My heart doesn't want me to go back.
Milad and most of this Kabul neighbourhood are from the Shia Hazara minority. The area has been repeatedly targeted by the Islamic State group, though they never formally claimed this bombing.
I was inside the classroom, about to leave, when all of a sudden there was an explosion. We all crouched down on the floor with our hands over our heads. My father was very kind and caring. He would always encourage me to go to school. He was a great support to me.
The school opened up straight after the attack, but some pupils are yet to return. 7 students were killed, along with 2 men, including Milad's father. A spate of IS bombings in recent weeks, targeting Shia and Sufi Muslims, have rattled the communities. The attacks happened in the past too, but since the Taliban takeover, have spread to new parts of the country. IS, on occasion, apparently even firing into neighbouring Central Asian states. In Afghanistan, the Taliban still control the streets. We joined one of their police patrols. IS is a fierce rival, but far smaller and doesn't hold any territory. It does, though, have deadly cells. There's a bloody irony to the situation here. The Taliban, once insurgents themselves, are now in charge, and they're on the lookout for suicide bombers as well as regular criminals. For many people here, whatever else they might have thought about the Taliban, they hope that their arrival would mean the end of decades of violence in this country.
A coalition of international countries invaded us. They carried out attacks and tried to make Afghanistan unstable. We defeated them, so we can prevent these smaller attacks now.
Many people from the Shia community, many people who are Sufi, they're feeling afraid.
It is true there have been some attacks recently which targeted innocent people. We completely condemn them. God willing, we have a brave police force who will prevent such attacks.
In Hazara neighbourhoods, every aspect of life has come under attack in recent years. Passengers have often been targeted on their daily commute.
We are attacked everywhere, in school, in hospital, in university, in the street. But we don't have any option to save ourselves. But we are living in a Milad.
Back at school, Milad is leaving, not long after having arrived. My father was always there for me, he says. Now, he's no more. Sikandar Kamani, BBC News, Kabul.